as far as health and safety is being sure that each facility has a PPE, or firefighter gear, washer, dryer, and then they also have washers and dryers for their uniforms, so they can wash their work uniforms here on site and do not take anything home that could possibly be contaminated from that day's work.
Hey Raleigh, curious about how things really work in your capital city? We've got answers straight from the experts who make it happen. Welcome to Your City Answered. I'm Rand Northam. Today, the Raleigh Fire Department has 28 fire stations strategically placed across the city. Raleigh is growing rapidly, and the fire department is constantly looking at where and how it can grow with the city. Part of that growth includes updating aging facilities. Fire Station 7 was built on Glasscock Street in 1959. This past November, it was reopened after a full renovation. So why spend $1.2 million to renovate an old station rather than building a brand new one? Let's head to Station 7, where we can get the answers from Assistant Fire Chief James Poole, Division Chief Shelton White, Captain Jason Ramsey, and Lieutenant Chad Bissett.
Putting a fire station in a different area, response times can change. This is centrally located. When you go looking land now for a fire station, you need a minimum of 3 acres to build the station. You're looking at $17, $18 million to build that fire station to today's codes and standards. So remodeling this station for $1.2 million is a big savings, but look at the benefit. This station's been here since '59. This station, we're looking to keep another 20, 25 years because of the location it's in. But to remodel the station and bring it up to code, bring it back to where it needs to be, and provide additional 20-some years of life to this station, I think it's well worth the money.
What does a remodel in a building? I think that's something that's probably hard to wrap your head around. You're remodeling a building. How can you make changes into the building to get you quicker to the places you need to go?
First of all, a good alerting system, good lighting. We put on bifold doors. They open quicker. They have less maintenance issues. They don't break as often. That was one. And then the other thing, as far as health and safety, is being sure that each facility has a PPE, or firefighter gear, washer, dryer. And then they also have washers and dryers for their uniforms, so they can wash their work uniforms here on site and do not take anything home that could possibly be contaminated from that day's work. Also looking at the HVA system, good airflow. They're here 24 hours, working a 24-hour shift, so the facility needs to operate efficiently for its air conditioning, proper ventilation and flow, reduce the moisture content in the building, because this was a dated facility and you need some insulation improvements on it.
I know that the contaminants talk is one among firefighters. That's a big deal, especially if you have to take things home. So talk about an upgrade like that where there's washing machines and things here that can limit taking that home to your home, to your families, and those sorts of things. I mean, that must have been huge.
Well, much like you said, as far as our safety is concerned, I know generally most firefighters now come to work in plain clothes and they go home in plain clothes. So it allows us to be self-sufficient here, meaning that we're able to wear our uniforms, we're able to wash them here, not take anything home. The Plymouth event, something so simple as a Plymouth event with diesel contamination. Once a truck cranks up, that diesel fuel, that exhaust being pumped into your system, each truck has it on it. So it ejects once it actually leaves the door. Our turnout gear, any turnout gear we use, every person's issued 2 sets of turnout gear. So if you use it, you get it dirty, you're able to go back there, wash the set that you had. Now you have a spare, and you're able to wash it, get it back clean to try to be as much cancer prevention as you possibly can. Obviously, firefighting is a dangerous job. And anything that we can do to mitigate someone from catching cancer later in their career, in their retired life, we want to try to do that. And certainly, I have to say the city has been on board with ensuring we have washers, we have extractors for our gear, so we're able to be pretty much self-sufficient here. The biggest change that would be for us is, the fire departments are much more now diverse, male, female, and whatnot. And now we used to have one bathroom that was a solo, one shower with 4 shower heads. Now we have the benefit of 3 people can go to their own private shower, own private toilet, whatever you choose to do. on the other side. That bathroom was turned in. So if I had to pick the one thing that is really, for the future moving forward would be really great is having those single showers, single restrooms, and then we have one back here. You don't have to go in. If a lady was taking a shower, then you just had to stand outside and wait to give that person that privacy.
Tell me about the Shamrock. What's up with the Shamrock at 7?
Just been lucky number 7, and it's associated with 7. That's always been the Shamrock. Been our sign. Every fire station wants to have their individuality, and they want something that says, "Hey, this is who we are." And I think everybody's done that. We've always had the 7 and the Shamrock. We have been together a long time, and we literally can go out in the area, and a lot of the people know us by name. We know them by name. We know their family. Hey, I recognize you. I remember you coming.
Years ago, there was a lockdown at the elementary school, and 2 buses were heading to that elementary school, and they dropped them off here, and we entertained kids here for about 3 hours. And so the community around here, people accept the fire station. It's their station. They'll walk here. They'll come in and ask for help, and these guys provide it. These guys provide good community service to them. So, I could never imagine this station not being in this close proximity where everybody would know where it's at.
So before we wrap up this conversation, we heard about a special story right when you were moving back into the station. Could you share that with us?
So the chief of Suffolk, Virginia, of course, has a family, and his daughter actually moved to the area with her fiance. Unfortunately, she had some health issues that put her in the hospital. Well, now, mind you, the city of Raleigh Fire Department, no matter where you are, when you consider yourself a firefighter, you're a brother and sister to every firefighter across the United States. So his department reached out to our department and said, hey, our chief is there, and this is what's going on. So prior to our engagement, the city of Raleigh had stepped in, the fire department, and other chiefs. When he came down, I think he came on a Friday, much like any father would do, still in his uniform on a Friday. Well, over the weekend, they reached out, and some of our other members actually went and got the guy some clothes. Sadly, his daughter was going to have to stay in there for a while. Well, we moved back the Monday before Thanksgiving is when the station became back open, which Thursday was Thanksgiving, and we were asked, hey, this is what's going on. Would you guys cook for them? And absolutely we would. I've been with the same crew now Chad and I have been together about 15 years. And my whole crew, we've been together probably about 8 years. And we were approached to say, hey, would you mind helping this guy out? He's down on his luck. His family is going to spend Thanksgiving in the ICU. And we accepted that with all means. There again, we're a brotherhood, but at the end of the day, we're all family members.
Got a question you'd like us to dig into? We'd love to hear it. Visit RaleighNC.gov and search podcast to submit your questions. Plus, catch every episode. Thanks for listening to Your City Answered, where your questions lead the conversation. Brought to you by the City of Raleigh.